Narrated Sparring with assistant coach Keone. We started staying here. One of the main things that I'm looking for is make sure that I have a better connection than him. I noticed that he tried to went to the back and have the front headlock. When I put my weight down, I found myself connected into the leg, so that way I can transition through. If the front headlock doesn't work, the leg is going to work after that. One of the problems here that you're going to face when passing the guard is, of course, his feet. Notice how he's using his hands too to block me. And that was one of the mistakes that I did, that the moment that he moved away, he off-balanced me right after. And from here, I don't have good weight distribution on him. So I start to change the angle so that way I can be able to pass after that. When I change the angle, I have a better base points. And not only that, I have my weight on him. So that makes it easier for me to move. From here, we have to move because, as you can see, there's many of the other coaches just training there together. So you're just making each other some space. From here, Simon, the main problem that I'm facing is the hands. The moment that the hands start to push you away, very similar to the guard, they can push you so much that they can be able to bring their legs back again. Okay, so that's the main problem that I'm facing at this moment. He's grabbing my hands, he's pushing me away, he's creating space to bring his legs back. And for him being sideways, he can be able to create a lot of movement. So I gotta keep him flat. I gotta keep his hands busy, anchored on his body. For example, right now I'm like in between his arms, so that blocks him a lot, and that doesn't help him to have a good surface to push on, because my arm is on the way. Then I bring my leg, for example, and he's very good at pummeling his foot back again. So notice how he brought his foot, and now I have to face the foot, and I didn't address it right away. I should have. I addressed the other foot, but the one creating the problem is the foot that is in front of me. So sometimes heel balance me very, very good here by pushing my leg. Sometimes we address something that is not the problem. Literally, the problem is right there in front of you. Literally, the foot or the hand. So in here now I have a big problem because my foot is stuck. So making sure that his feet are not well connected. I redirected his legs again, bring the knees together. That way it's harder for him to push me. Now notice how he's using his hands. So his hands are pushing my head, his hands is pushing my shoulders. Notice that his knee brought in, I addressed the knee, and then I address his hands. Because even though that the hands are bothering me, the knee will be a bigger problem. So I address the knee, and then I can address the hands. So anything that is in front of me, I try to address it as much as I can. So this is something that I'm bringing almost to conscious right now. Like, I have to think about it sometimes. But slowly I know that it's going to be a habit for me to be able to address whatever that is in front of me. Here right now I'm in half guard, so I start to move my hip to the side. A big problem, like I said, is that your partner is going to rotate, and when they rotate, they're going to push you towards that direction. So I want to keep him flat because it's harder for him to push when he's flat. So notice my hand on his neck or on his chin. Then I go on the hook on his arm. It makes it harder for him to rotate and push because his hands are not available as much. Notice how I'm scooping with my hands so that way his elbows is busy, and then he goes flat again. Right? So then if his hip starts to turn, my hip turns behind the hip. So that way I don't have to follow him. And then from here, playfully, I go for the back, and then I just go with him there, and I climb my leg slowly. I want to make sure that his arm's stuck in between my chest and off the ground. So I can have a dilemma there. I can have maybe the arm bar. Notice how I hide it behind my shoulder. I can trip into the other side, but Keone does a very good stacking in a way that my shoulders stay flat, so that way I can be able to bridge him the other way. So notice that the angle is getting better for him every single time, and now I'm in front of him. So slowly the angle start to be helpful for him and against me. So now here, he's passing my guard, so he's closing the distance now. So I want to make sure that he doesn't come close to me, and I want to maintain it. Meanwhile, I'm maintaining, I'm trying to balance him. I'm trying to either isolate a limb or anything like that. So you see, I keep my distance with a frame on the collarbone. He controls my head. I didn't address that as soon as I could, and I should have. And then from here, he created a little space by pushing him away on the collarbone again, and then I brought my legs. Notice how I'm blocking his arm, and then I hug his arm here just to bother him a little bit. Try to make it hard for him to try to pass, and you see I hook his leg and then I'll balance him. From here, I address the feet again. Make sure that he doesn't bother me, pass over. Now I'm going to address the knees. He recovered his feet, so I address the feet again. Make sure that his knees is pointing away from me. He recovered the feet again very good in a way that it bothered my balance so much that I had to address it so much away from him. So it's very good that he pummeled his feet and then pushed my hip. From here, I playfully go to the toe hold just to bother. But he used his foot pummel in a place like the hip to push him away. It does a big effect. And then from here, I pivot around so that way he doesn't have a good platform to push on. Just change my angle to my advantage. From here, he only uses his legs to bring my head down, and that's a lot of work for me to do. So I just bring my head back. Keone finding my good spot to push me on that I didn't have no base. And in a few seconds, the round is gonna end. We shake hands, and we're super excited to keep learning.